Good morning to class. Alright, I hope you're all doing good. We are still moving on with our mathematics lesson. We have learned something about place and place value of numbers. Also, we have learned something about how to compare numbers. We are moving on to ordering a set of what? Numbers. Ordering a set of numbers. Alright, here we are going to hear two main words, and you need to pay very much attention to those words. So now we are going to use the word ascending and descending. We are going to hear the word ascending and descending. So let's look at the meaning of each. When we talk about ascending, it means that we are climbing, ascending from the smaller or the least number to the what? The larger number. So here from the least to the greater or the greatest. From the least to the greatest, or from the small to the bigger what? Number. And descending also means from descend. We are descending. It means that from the higher one to the lower one. From the higher or the greater one to the least. So here you are from the greatest to the least. Alright, these are the two main words we are going to use in terms of what? Ordering sets of numbers. So now let's quickly start our examples on both ascending and descending. We have done how to compare numbers. So from that how to compare numbers, we can order figures from greater to the least or from the least to the greater. So now let's take the ascending one first. Ascending order. Alright. When we have example 1, when we have, let's start with small examples. So for when I have 6, 4, 2, 18, 74, and 20. Ascending order. We know the meaning by what? It means that from the least figure or value to the what? Greater value. So now we have been asked to order these numbers or figures from the least to the highest. From the least to the highest. So what we are going to do is, I said in our previous class that when we want to compare numbers, what we are going to do is count the number of digits. So now let's count. This one is having 2 digits, 2 digits, 2 digits, 1 digit, 2 digits. Alright, so from here we are going to see that this one is having the least value because it's having what? Only 1 digit. So we start from 2. Then the rest, we have 2 digits here, 2 digits here, 2 digits here, 2 digits here. So let's compare their value. Now, starting from the left, I have 6 here, I have 1 here, I have 7 here, I have 2 here. They are all having 2 digits, but when we are comparing digit by digit, this is having 6, 1, 7, and what? 2. So from there, we will know that the 7, which is the highest number, is a greater. So we will leave that one aside. Then we move to 6, 1, and 2. Which one is having the least value? We can see that this one is having the least value. So followed by 18. From 1, 2 is also here. So 2 is also having the least value. So from 18 we move to 20. Then from there we compare the 6 and the 7. From there we compare the 6 and the 7. 6 and 7, we know that 6 is smaller than 7. So the 64 will follow. Then the greater one will be what? 74. I hope you are all following. I said we have done how to compare what? Numbers. How to compare numbers. And from there we are moving on to other sets of what? Numbers. And we are going to look at ascending and descending. And we said that ascending is from the least to the greater. Least to the greater. And descending is from the greater to the least. So now we are starting with the ascending order. And we said that with the ascending order, first we need to check the number of digits we have there. The number of digits we have there. If they are having the same digits and they are having the same number of digits, then we compare them by what? 1 by 1 or digits by digits. So from the example we can see that we have 2, 2, 2, 2. But this 2 is having only 1 digit. So the smaller is the 2. So we start with the 2. Then let's move on to the 2 digits. The 2 digits numbers. This one is having 6. This one is having 1. This one is having 7. This one is having 2. And we can see that 1, 2, 6, and 7. We know that 1 is the smaller one. So we follow by 18. We write the 18. Then the next one is the 2. Because 2 cannot compare itself to what? This 6 and 7. So the 2 is having a lesser number. So the 2 will follow. Then now we have the 64 and 74. Now the first, you compare the first. So the 6 and the 7. The 6 is lesser than what? The 7. So the 64 will come, followed by the 74. Alright, that's ascending order. Let's look at another example under ascending order. So we have 6004, 604, 64. When we have something like this and we have to compare, I said first count the number of digits. So we are on ascending order from the least to the greater. And I said whenever you have been given this question, first rule, count the number of digits. The one with least digits is the smaller number. So now you are going to start by counting. This one is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 digits, 3 digits, then 4 digits. So from here we can see that the 3 digits is the least number. So 604 will come first. Then now this one is having 4 digits, this one is having 4 digits. So now we will compare digits by digits, starting from the left. So we compare left, first left, followed by the digits there, follow to the last number. So now we have 6. This one is also having 6. I hope you are following. We have 6 here, another 6 here. We have 0 here, another 0 here. You need to move to the next number. We have 0 here and we have 4 here. It means that this 0 is less than this 4. So it means that 6004 will come. Then the larger number will follow, 6040. So it means that from the least to the highest. From the least to the highest. That's ascending order. I hope you are all following. Alright, let's look at some example under the descending order too. Descending order. Alright, we know the meaning from what we did, that descending is from what? Descending is from the greater to the least number. So that one, so let's look at some examples under the descending order. Alright, when we have 6, 3, 4, 0, 6, 7, and 9, 0. Alright, we are going to order these figures from the greater to the least. From the greater to the what? Least number. Alright, so now what we are going to do is we are going to count the number of digits each figure has. So now 1, 2. This one is having 2 digits. 2 digits here, 2 digits here, 2 digits here, then another 2 digits here. So they are all having 2 digits. So from there, we are going to compare digits by digits starting from the left. So now 6, 4, 6, 9. So from here we are going to see that the 9 is having the greater value. Then this 9 is having the greater value. So this 9 will come first. So the 90 will come first, followed by what? We have 6 and 6. 6 and 6. Then we have 4. So it means that the 6 and 6 we need to compare and see which one is what? Greater. 6 and 6 we move to the next digit, which is the 3 and the 7. And we know that 7 is greater than the 3. So the 67 will follow. Followed by what? The 63. Then we bring our what? 40. So this one is from the larger number to the least number. That's the descending one. Descending order. From the higher number to what? The least number. Alright. Another example under the descending order. When we have 6, 3, 0, 2. 6, 2, 0, 3. Then 6, 3, 0, 4. Alright, now we are going to compare these numbers. We are going to order this set of numbers from the higher one to the least one. We are descending. So from the higher one to the least one. So now I said first thing that we have to do is count the number of digits each figure has. So now you can see that this one is having 4 digits, another 4 digits, another 4 digits. So this is what we are going to do. Since they are all having the same digits or the same number of digits, we compare digits by what? Digits, one by one. So this one is having 6. This one is also having 6. This one is also having 6. Alright, let's move on. This one is having 3. This one is having 2. This one is having 3. So this one, we can see that since this one has 3, this one has 3, and this one is having 2. This one is the lowest one. So you have to remove that one from the list. Alright, let's compare this and this. We want to know the bigger number. So now 3, 3. Next one 0, 0. So let's compare the last one. 2 and 4. So 2 and 4, we know that 4 is greater than 2. So from there, our 6, 3, 0, 4 will come first, followed by this one. 6, 3, 0, 2. Then lastly we bring what? 6, 2, 0, 3. So this one is from the higher to what? The lower one. And the ascending is from what? The least to the higher one. Alright. So that one we are going to solve more example when your assignment is what? Given.